Welcome back, everyone, to my Generation 3 Master Quest series. I know it's been a while since my last upload. It's been about 8 days. I was supposed to upload this past weekend, but I've had troubles with editing. I've had a lot of footage to go through, and the software I'm using, it corrupts the file sometimes. I don't know why, but I was finally able to get this video out to you guys today. It is a pretty long video compared to what I usually upload, so expect other videos similar to this one, like the other gym battles and rifle battles, to be about this long as well. But yeah, this past week so far, I've played through Emerald and done more shiny hunting on Leaf Green. I'm at about 5,000 soft resets for shiny Charmander. Still nothing. Kind of disappointing. I was expecting to get it at least by now, but we'll get it soon. For the Magikarp hunt, so far no shiny either. I haven't touched that hunt. I just haven't had time to work on both and play Emerald. And for Emerald, I did have in mind to complete the main story by this past weekend, but I haven't had enough time with life stuff and shiny hunting, so I've only gotten up to badge 3 so far. But I have been using my favorite Pokemon so far, like Skitty and the third one, which you will see at the end of the video. The reason Skitty is one of my favorite Pokemon is because I grew up with the Generation 3 anime, and May's Skitty was one of my favorite Pokemon on the show. Like, it was like a gag character, kind of. And I do like Delcatty because I have a cat in real life, and it reminds me of Delcatty because they look similar. For Torchic, the starter that I picked, I never pick the fire starter in any games besides the Generation 5 games, because I'm not a big fan of fire types. So I decided to pick Torchic for this playthrough since I never pick it. Torchic's shiny, it's pretty cool, but it's not cool enough for me to want to shiny hunt, and I don't like Blaziken's shiny either. So I think it will be the only Hoenn starter which I won't be shiny hunting. Shiny Mudkip and shiny Swampert, absolutely perfect shinies. I will be shiny hunting that one in either Ruby or Sapphire, because I will be using a shiny Swampert in the Battle Frontier. Shiny Trico, that is my favorite shiny starter of all time. It's so cool. Grovyle, such a cool Pokemon too. And then Sceptile is even cooler, and its shiny is amazing. But I won't be using shiny Sceptile for the Generation 3 Battle Frontier. I do plan on challenging the Generation 4 Battle Frontier way down the line once I complete everything I want to do in Gen 3. And shiny Sceptile is one of the Pokemon I want to use in those games for the Battle Frontier because of the physical and special split in those games. In one of Nostalgic Nighthawk's videos, he was talking about a Sceptile build, and I think Sceptile would be pretty cool in the Generation 3 Battle Frontier, but there's not much, not much that I could see it being useful in, because if you go full special on it, like there's Thunder Punch, there's Crunch, which is an egg move, Pursuit's pretty cool, obviously there's like Solar Beam, Giga Drain, but I don't think there's much variety for it to be very useful in the Frontier, at least for Generation 3. So that's why I'll hold off on it until Generation 4, but I will still be shiny hunting it. in either Ruby or Sapphire. Let me know what Generation 3 Pokemon is your favorites that aren't particularly mainstream. Like I said, Skitty is one of my favorites, and so is the Pokemon you'll see that I catch at the end of the video. For the Pokemon that I plan on using on this playthrough, a lot of them have really terrible movesets that they learn naturally, and I want to be able to use them. So my plan is to trade them to my childhood Emerald save file, because I have another Emerald cartridge, and once it's there, I'm going to trade them over to my childhood Leaf Green cartridge, because you can't trade between Emerald and Fire Red and Leaf Green unless you unlock the national decks for both of them and you do the post game in Fire Red and Leaf Green. But I already have that unlocked on both of my childhood cartridges, so I'll trade them over through those games so I can teach them some usable moves through TMs. For Skitty, like you'll see pretty soon, I did teach it Shadow Ball, Iron Tail, Dig, and Facade, so it's usable now. Combustion, it has a pretty decent moveset for Generation 3 standards, but I did end up teaching it Flamethrower, Brick Break, Aerial Ace, because I don't want to be strict with my playthrough. I don't want to make it challenging for myself, because that's not my goal for a casual playthrough. No Nuzlocks, none of that. Maybe down the line, but not right now. I just want to have fun and play it my way. And I will be doing that with a bunch of the other Pokemon that I do end up catching for my main playthrough team. I won't be using them for the Frontier. It's just going to be casual play with this team. But yeah, let me know which Pokemon you think I might add on the team, and let me know if you like the team by the end of the video so far. What else? Oh yeah, and this past week there was a Pokemon in GameStop event, and I managed to get 2 codes, because you need one for each game, Scarlet and Violet, to get both the shiny Miraidon and shiny Koraidon. I've been to a couple of GameStop Pokemon events throughout my childhood and teen years, but this one from this past week is without a doubt the worst event I've ever experienced. And from the looks of it, a lot of people online, they feel the same way. The distribution was just handled really poorly. Hopefully you guys were able to get codes if you play Scarlet and Violet, because this is the only way to obtain shiny Koraidon and shiny Miraidon legitimately, without hacking or anything else. But my experience, it was pretty bad. I went to my GameStop, my local GameStop, about 30 minutes after it should have opened. I went right before I had to attend my class at university, and there was already a long line of people, like about 30 people in front of me. I thought it was for the Pokemon Switch distribution code, but no, there was apparently a TCG, like a new TCG pack released that day too, for a new set, and all the people there were scalpers, resellers, investors, and just listening to people in line talk about the cards like they were gonna flip them, or they're just gonna buy as much as they can and hold on to it for its grown value. It felt pretty, like, it didn't feel like a welcoming environment. On top of that, a lot of the people in line, they smelled pretty bad and they just seemed hostile. It was just a really nasty environment. There's people near the front of the line that had lawn chairs, backpacks with food and snacks in them. I also saw some people with like card weighers, little scales, so they could weigh their packs. It was just ridiculous. Pokemon cards should be enjoyed by all types of people, but scalpers, they just ruin it for everyone. They buy it all up, they resell it for ridiculous prices. They are genuinely, they make the hobby not fun. But yeah, they were there for the cards, not the codes. And as the line kept growing and there was people behind me, there was people asking if they still had codes, and the store hadn't even opened yet, but they didn't know because opening should have happened way earlier, but they were still closed. And when they did open, they had a rule. It was really weird. One customer in the store at a time. And I guess they had that in place so there would be no fights or no rushing or I guess any chaos. But once it was almost my turn, the scalpers ended up going back into the store, ignoring that rule with their receipts, because they heard people asking about the Pokemon codes and they had no idea about. So they broke the rule by going back in more than one at a time with the receipts. And they ended up walking out with codes, which was really annoying, and it kind of felt disappointing because I saw on social media they did end up reselling the codes for like $50+ codes that should have been free. And once it was actually my turn to go into the store, the employees, they were already pretty, not overwhelmed, they just looked annoyed because of the scalpers. And then they asked me if I have an account with them, because if you're a member at GameStop, you get 2 extra TCG items available for purchase, because they had a 2-item limit purchase per customer. So if you were a member, you got technically 4 TCG items. I told them, no, I'm not here for the cards, I just wanted the free code. And they looked at me really confused, and they said they don't ever give out anything free, especially if it's Pokemon. And that's really strange, because every mystery gift event or like code Pokemon distribution event has always been free. So I pull up the official GameStop website and their official Instagram page, where it says the codes are free and you don't have to purchase to obtain one. And I also showed them the official Pokemon website, where it also said that. And they looked at me really annoyed and like pretty upset. So they called their manager over, and the manager told me that I have to buy something that's worth $15 or more to be handed a code. And I told them, no, the code is free. It says it on all official websites and their Instagram page. And I showed it to them, and after about like a 5-minute argument, they finally caved in, and they were like, okay, here's your code, take it. They were pretty upset when they handed it to me, because I guess they wanted me to purchase something even though the code should have been free. But what really upset me, besides everything leading up to that moment so far, was that the TCG, they had a 2-item limit per customer and a 4-item limit if you were a GameStop member. But for the one thing that requires more than one item per customer, they had a 1-item limit. They only allowed 1 code per customer, and it's the one thing that should have a 2-item limit on it, because only 1 code works for 1 game. You would need 2 codes to use on both Scarlet and Violet to obtain both shiny legendaries. And they said, nope, sorry, just 1 per person, and that's it. And when I was leaving the store, I had to go to class, obviously, but after class I had to drive across my city to the only other GameStop available to us, and thankfully there was no line by then, and I asked about the code, and they told me that yeah, they just had 5 left, and they handed me one of the last 5. So thankfully I was able to get 2 codes, but the experience getting them, it was just horrific. Hopefully you guys had better luck than I did, or a better experience. I do know a lot of people missed out on it, and a lot of stores, they weren't prepared for it, because they only got about 50 codes per store, even though historically for these distribution events they have a plethora of codes, even leftovers afterwards. But yeah, if you did end up getting them, let me know how your experience was. Hopefully better than mine. And that's pretty much all Pokemon related stuff that I've had this past week. Shiny hunting Charmander up to 5,000 soft resets, still nothing. Haven't touched Magikarp, the Magikarp shiny hunt yet. Too busy with the Charmander one. I started my Emerald playthrough up to badge 3. Just using my favorites besides the starter. I think I'll box my Combuskin and pick a different Pokemon, because it is one of my least favorite starters. Just not a fan of fire starters in general, besides Tepig and Emboar, like that whole line. I've traded between my cartridges so I can teach my team TMs, because their level up learn set is pretty bad. But yeah, that's all I've done this past week for Pokemon. Let me know if you like these longer videos, and hopefully I don't take just this long for the next upload for the playthrough, now that I have a better hang of editing these longer ones. But yeah, that's it. Expect a new upload by this Friday or Saturday. And thanks for tuning in, and come along for the journey.